on video and okay, start.
I have big dreams, and I intended to make a really professional level video demonstrating the Certano benders and also the Mitchell MD400 guitar. But my ability to do that is a little bit limited. So I finally just decided to go ahead and make a video and kind of just goof around a little bit, mention a few of the unique aspects of the product, and just get it up there. You know, there's something to be said for just getting it up there. But I chose to put the Certano benders, which I received for my birthday, onto this Mitchell MD400 guitar. And I was originally planning to put it on that Telecaster that I made, a Warmoth kit, 20 some years ago. Don't even really remember the date. Really fantastic high level instrument over there. And this is a guitar I picked up for 125 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. Actually picked it up as a set with an MD500 in red, and then ordered an MD450 in red, and then I subsequently ordered an MD450 for my son's 14th birthday because I realized it's an amazing guitar. It's just amazing. Like, you can see I've got some guitars. You can see that, you know, some of them are rather nice, like this Eastman. I have a couple of Gibson solid bodies. I've got a Gibson arch top. You know, they're not the most valuable guitars in the world, but I know a little bit about guitars, and in my opinion, this is just not, it's just unreal for the value for money for what you're getting here. It's a pretty high level instrument in my opinion. I've really enjoyed owning it. As I said, I put these Certano benders on the guitar. I also put a roller bridge on the guitar, which was 20 bucks or so. Got that off Amazon. And the Certano benders couldn't have been easier to install. Wasn't too concerned, as I have installed benders before. I've got a Duesenberg multi-bender set up over there, and did fine with that. And this is a much simpler system, as you may be familiar. It's not as extensible as the Duesenberg in terms of being able to add additional levers, but it definitely has a totally different feel, different set of attributes, and you know, its own personality, if you will. And I've been extremely happy with it. I've got to say, I really like this Certano system. It's just real easy to use, and it has a rock solid feel is what I really like about it. It's very precise. You can move these levers if you want to, but then they will more or less stay in place. So, you know, you can experiment with different positioning. So for example, when I've got it set like this, I can still bend, but I can also mute rather well. And in comparison with the Duesenberg setup, the Duesenberg levers kind of flop around a good bit, and not as certain where they'll be. They frequently get crossed over each other, so they don't perform. You might find that you're suddenly out of tune, or you go to bend the lever and it's an issue. They are easier to move, and it's got a different feel. I'm not trying to take away from the Duesenberg. I do love it and love the guitar I installed it on, a Hohner, and put Bill Lawrence pickups in it. Incidentally, I left the stock pickups in this. I intend to put a set of Bill Lawrence L500s in the guitar, but I really like the way the guitar sounds just like it is. So I'm hesitant. I always hesitate to mess up a perfectly good guitar. But I know that I'll do that in time, and the Bill Lawrence pickups will outshine the stock pickups. Although I will not throw these on eBay, I will keep these. I might use them in a different guitar because they sound great. So. Currently have the G set up to bend a half step, so, and I've got the B set to bend a full step, so. And I'm not a bender, I'm not, a fiery country player that can kick off lick after lick after lick with bends and everything like that. And I'm not even really trying to be that guy. I kind of play what I play and add some bender to that. And I think it's opened up a new dimension of my playing. I really enjoy it. I play mostly like chord melodies of different songs. And I play some blues, I play some rock songs, and it just really adds a real nice touch to bend a note or two whenever you get the notion. Yeah, so the most significant difference with the Certano versus the Duesenberg is its simplicity, its really rock solid feel, and its functionality. So you can basically, it's very quick. You can obviously control the bend if you wanted to go more slowly, but there's a significant springiness to it, more so than with the Duesenberg system. On the Duesenberg system, I don't have the springs installed because I didn't like the feel with the springs. It was then too difficult to hold it down. I like the feel of this one. It is nice and tight. And it does spring back to the unbent pitch very quickly, which is very helpful if you try to throw a bend in somewhere and need to, get it back as it was. The pitch is really right on. It's easy to adjust the stops on the bender, and I can do that with my hands. So they are Allen nuts here, or screws with the Allen fitting, but I can easily tweak them just with my finger pressure, and the slightest little turn will make an effect. But at the same time, I don't have any trouble getting it to where I want it. I think my guitar might have fallen slightly out of tune, so I apologize for that. Let's see. There we go. So you can get it in tune. Excuse me. I'm accustomed to playing with the full step on the G, but when I decided to reset that and get a half step, it is rapid, quick. You could do that in between songs in a live performance if you wanted to. So. I'm not going to say what my favorite is. I have really appreciated having that Duesenberg on that guitar. It got me into the bender arena. I've always loved steel guitar, and just that little touch of bending is great for me and my style. It really opened up my capability to make music, and I still play that guitar. Does have great pickups in it. It's got a nice wide neck, which is nice to play sometimes. I'm not going to stop playing that guitar. I'm not going to change the bender system on that guitar. But this one, you know, if you forced me to pick, I do like the solid feel of this one, so might have to pick this. Additionally, it might be hard to see in the video, I've got a rolling bender on that Stratocaster. And in that regard, what I love about that system is I've still got a tremolo. Whereas the Duesenberg, I would have had to switch out the entire tremolo, and then it would be a hardtail. That rolling bender is pretty easy to actuate. It's obviously easy to palm mute. So I like that, but I do like the multiple benders on a guitar, palm bender guitar. So I do play that guitar. I've performed even with that guitar and do like it. Don't have any complaints about it. But it does get played less than the Duesenberg unit and the Certano unit guitars, which are kind of like my number one guitars, more or less, when I sit down to play. Of course, if I'm playing something else, I might pick up this guitar, or I've got a number of flat tops that I like to play as well. I have considered purchasing a B-bender for a flat top guitar. That is intriguing to me, and I have also considered purchasing a couple of benders for a stoptail guitar or a Gibson type setup with the bridge and tailpiece. The one that attaches to the tailpiece, I forget the manufacturer's name, but there's a high likelihood I'll do that at some point and put it on one of my Gibson style guitars. But that's essentially what this is. In my opinion, this is Les Paul with a lot of great tweaks and adjustments. Is pretty nice having the string through plus the roller bridge. Might be alternatively great to have it if it were a wraparound bridge and still use the bender unit with it. If if it had a wraparound bridge, I would have bought this guitar long ago when they first came out. I've always kind of had my eye on them and thought, you know what, that is a pretty guitar. I wonder what it's like to play it. But having it, you know, having the belly cut is a nice feature. Having the little bit of extra access here. This guitar is fairly compact compared to even a normal Les Paul. So no, you know, I have other Les Paul, and I have a Les Paul and a Les Paul copy, and they are a little bit larger guitars. This one is kind of nice. Whenever I'm playing it, it's all right there, which makes the bender that much easier to use. I really like a lot of the aspects. It's a well-cut nut. The tuners are amazing. Actually, my son has a set of Spurzels on his guitar, and I might prefer these. The neck carve is fine. It's not my favorite neck I've ever played, but it's great. I mean, it's a very great neck. The binding, the flame maple binding around the whole thing, wow, that is nice. This is a pretty good looking guitar in my opinion. Would love it if it had a different headstock shape and a different logo. That I'm not wild about that, but I get what they were going for, to have a relatively straight pull on the strings, like another like a PRS, where that was one of the significant innovations that they introduced, is more of a straight string pull. But the headstock angle, the hardware, it has this plug that's recessed and angled, which allows it to sit on a stand, or you know, I'll frequently just set my guitar down and lean it up against something. This has the push-pull coil split option, and that's great. They sound great as single coils or as humbuckers. When they're in humbucker mode, I find I've got to turn the guitar down a decent amount in order to tame it, because it gets a little hotter than I like. I don't really play with much distortion, but the tone control is really usable. Eventually, I am going to, when I put the L500s in, I will want to be able to split them. I will want them to be wired out of phase, and I will want to have not only a capacitor-based tone control, but also an inductance or Q filter, Bill Lawrence Q filter tone control. And at that point, the guitar will be, you know, hard to even conceptualize all the different tones that it could make. And that's something I've always been into with guitars, is the versatility. My first nice electric was a Gibson Nighthawk, and of course that one has, you know, the Strat sounds and then the other sounds, we'll say. That guitar was designed by Bill Lawrence, and I didn't know that when I got it, but I later talked to him about possibly redesigning the electronics. You know, he let me know that that guitar is actually fine in terms of electronics, that it was a switching system, so I kind of removed that. I may put it back someday. I've got another video about that, so you could watch that. But yeah, this guitar kind of lived up, or is living up to the promise of the Nighthawk, in terms of, hey, let me get the Les Paul sounds, let me get the Les Paul feel. I really like a guitar whose neck is not perpendicular or parallel with the body. I like it when there's an angle there. That adds to a comfort factor. And this is honestly one of the most comfortable guitars that I regularly pick up and play. I mean, it's pretty much as comfortable as a Strat. Just the the proportions, the sizing, the top looks fantastic, and I guess this would qualify as a veneer top, but they're really not trying to hide that. It does have, I think, let's see, at least 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces to the mahogany. I don't care. Sounds great. The neck, it's great. Yeah, the craftsmanship made that China has elevated itself to should give us all pause when we consider our opinions of China and our stance as a country toward China. My eyes were opened by this Eastman whenever I got that. I ended up trading a Japanese Ibanez Pat Metheny guitar for this guitar to get a solid wood guitar instead of a laminate guitar, and I have not regretted that. So since that time, I've been kind of hip to Chinese guitars. And sure, I've had some crappy Chinese guitars, but I've had crappy guitars from everywhere, including America. But you know, this one in particular really stands up to any type of evaluation that you might throw at it, especially for 125 bucks. My son, I got the flame maple green version for him. His favorite color is green, and that one was 240 bucks. And still, it's incredible value for money. I mean, you know, it is a Chinese guitar, a Mitchell brand, house brand. So it's not something that people are going to, you know, lust after or pine after. But if I were to just compare how much I enjoy playing this and its value to me, for example, if it were somehow stolen, I would certainly pay $500 to get it back. I mean, its combined value with the Certano is maybe in that ballpark, but what I'm trying to get at is that, you know, it's a guitar that I value significantly. So in any case, I hope that gives anyone a little bit better of understanding of the Certano system of the Mitchell guitar. I'll upload additional videos when I might actually perform a song or something like that, if I could ever kind of buckle down and prepare for that. I'll also upload additional videos if and when I change out the pickups, but just, you know, purpose of this video was just to give a little bit of a review on both the Certano system and the Mitchell MD400. Both of those products are fantastic. You could not go wrong. Okay, I'll leave it at that for today, but thank you for your time and attention, and we'll talk again soon. We'll have to cut that little last part out.